Hello, America, and thank you for joining us today on JSlay Made in the USA. It's been around 9 months since we've had the infamous Google whistleblower, Zach Voorhees, on the JSlay program.
Jeremy, good to be back on your show.
You had on your last, or I don't know if it was your last show, but the Edge of Wonder show where you showed a tree, like this Google AI tree. And it was kind of showing the different blossoms where these further advanced stages of where AI is getting to. Do you mind? I mean, you may have that graphic, but I would love for you to describe what's going on today with Google and the amount of intelligence that they're able to insert into these. I mean, it sounds like it's out of the matrix, honestly.
Google has announced this new AI system called Palm, Palm. It's a way bigger model, intelligence model that was used before. Before we had GPT-3, which I've been writing a lot about, but GPT-3 was this like amazing like auto completion tool, and you could like prompt it. You could say like, you start like a rap song, and then it would like finish it off, and it would rhyme, and it would make sense. And sometimes it would like mess up, and people are like, "Oh my God, this is going to be like game changing," and that was only 8 billion parameters. But what is really interesting is that Google just released this new thing.
So this is the AI blog by Google.
Yes. And They said Pathways language model scaling to 540 billion parameters for breakthrough performance. Okay. So we were at 8
billion.
We went from 8 to 540 billion. Now,
wow.
what's a parameter? Parameter is like a neural net. Okay. So there's 540 billion neural nets. And it's amazing that they're able to scale this up really to that size. I would have expected this like in a decade, but this is like happening now in 2023.
Really?
And so basically this is what happens to the intelligence as you start adding more neural networks into it, like more neurons. So at 8 billion, that's the one. At 8 billion, that's pretty much the first one. So arithmetic, question answering, language understanding, and then it goes to like these other things at higher reasonings, and then 540 is basically a general intelligence machine. You can only run it on special hardware. But what's really crazy about this is that when you have a generalized intelligence exam, okay, so this is the human average, and this is the human best. Okay. And what this shows right here is that this Palm AI system is now better than the average human.
And that's at the 540 billion parameters, the blue line. Okay. So they've achieved something that could trick a human into thinking that they're talking with a human if they're talking online or.
Yeah, that's a Turing test that was solved a long time ago, but this one is like it's actually you're able to give a Turing test where you're able to administer an IQ test for verbal and math. And this thing's like doing math, and it's able to reason about how it is able to get there. So here's some examples, right? So which of the following sentences makes more sense? I studied hard because I got an A in the test. I got an A in the test because I studied hard. And it says I got an A in the test because I studied hard, right? So it answers it and figures out which answer is the best. It's able to do verbal comprehension through its giant network. And from this comprehension, it can do things like translate code from C code to Python. This AI system, the previous one, the GPT-3, you can install it as a plugin for Python. And it can look through your Python and basically give you suggestions, and the suggestions are amazing.
So it's getting better and better at knowing what you're after, what you really want.
It pretty much just nails it on the first shot within 1 second. If you hit tab, then it'll autofill, and then boom, you're ready to go. And once I got this tool, it was like a portal opened up, and someone gave me this tool from the future. What's also scary is the fact that I thought that my job was going to be safe. I was like, oh, programmer, that's like the height of human intellectual capacity. And then now that I see this AI augmentation, I'm like, oh, wow. Well, clearly AI is getting a lot better. I still have to drive it, but in the next iteration, I may not even have to drive it. I may have to like give some sort of like vague thing about what I want, and then just makes everything, and then, hands it back.